Currently my handicap's fluctuating between a 4 and a 5, and I'm trying to get down to scratch. So I figured I'm gonna get fitted for some clubs. I met up with Mike, who's gonna give me a club fitting today. I have no idea really what I'm getting into, but you're the expert.
Perfect. So my name is Mike Grega. I have over 30 years of club fitting experience with tour players, amateurs, and beginners alike. My job is to basically fit you according to what I see on TrackMan and what we see outside. And basically that doesn't mean that your whole entire bag will be full of Callaway, Titleist, or Pings. Everything that I mentioned to you, the more feedback you give back to me, helps me fit you even better. It's like I'm gonna take you to your first car dealership. If I said to you that we're gonna buy you a Ferrari, we're gonna build you your Ferrari. Everything is customized to you, the head being the tires, the shaft being the engine, and then the grip being the interior of your vehicle. This is the difference between getting fitted and buying stock equipment. The shafts and everything are just put together for large market sales. What we do here is we're actually going to fit you according to your frequency and your tempo in the golf shot. We're going to start by hitting 5 7-iron shots, 5 2-iron shots, 5 3-wood shots, and 5 driver shots. And what that does is that helps me with your tempo and your swing speed. And when I get into the process of building your equipment, these numbers will be put up here at the top, just so that we can keep track of what you're doing. Any questions?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get started with your 7-iron. So basically just 5 shots with your 7-iron. All right, so we're gonna go to your 2-iron next. 3-wood would be your next one, and then we'll go to your driver. Now we'll do your driver. So your tempo is pretty good. So I base the things off of a number-based curriculum in regards to tempo. 1 being like a Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy. 2 being like a Brooke Henderson, Nelly Korda. And 3, which is most of my amateurs, or a 4 would be most amateurs. Yours is going to be a 3. You're very strong. You load the club into the golf ball, and your swing speed's pretty quick. So your 7-iron right now is currently doing 80 miles an hour. Put in 80 miles an hour into this system, and I'm going to give you that tempo of 3. Spin numbers are a little low, so you might find sometimes that your golf ball hits the green and probably shoots off a little bit to the back of the green. So we're not getting enough, and your dynamic height on the ball coming into the greens are very low. So we'll work on something to get you, number 1, some spin, but number 2, to gain some distance and accuracy with the ball being able to stop on the green. Let's go to your 2-iron. You're at 88 miles an hour. Your 3-wood has got a lot of spin, only carrying it 198 yards. So the ball gets up into the air, floats, and then it just falls straight out of the sky. What we want to do is have a progression of the golf ball flying through the air with enough spin and keep it in the air to give you more distance. So right now, you're pulling everything to the left side of the fairway, which is causing a lot of issues in regards to making a par or getting it to the green unless you're shooting underneath a tree. Funny thing with your driver, it's the most accurate driver. If you take this one out, you're pretty much east to west. You're pretty good on that. We're going to get you some more distance and more accuracy with the shafts, okay? Your swing speed is 107 miles an hour. Very good. I want you to learn about each head when you're hitting it. Some are going to be firm, some are going to be soft. Some are going to be heavy and some are going to be light. Your job is to build your Ferrari for me, okay? So I'm going to pick some heads for you that I think are best suited for your game. And then what I do is I pick a fitting shaft that is either close to or similar throughout the entire bag. When we get outside, you're going to test 5 or 6 different shafts. You got to get it in your hand to feel it in order for it to be accurate, right? Just because the computer says it's right doesn't mean it feels good to you in your hands. So we're going to go with a KBS Tour 110 shaft, okay? I'm just going to give us something that's similar to what you have. This shaft is going to be used throughout the entire process of your irons, so I'm not going to change it. I'm going to have you hit 4 shots, and then after 4 shots, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. How does it look behind the ball to you? Is it soft or firm off the face? And then number 3, is it heavy, perfect, or too light?
Okay.
So you're going to hit 4 shots. We'll look at your numbers, and then we'll continue on to the next head. Let's look at your 7-iron versus that 7-iron. So we're looking at 165 yards with a lot of roll after it at 182. What I'd like to try and do is keep this between 165 and 175 total. Okay, that gets me enough spin on the head. I go to the 7-iron that you got there. Obviously, not hitting very much in the center of the face. Spin numbers came up a little bit. but you lost distance. My question for you is how does it look behind the ball?
It looks cool. I'm comfortable with how it looks.
The feel off the face?
It didn't feel all that great, but maybe just I wasn't hitting it pure.
Weight could be a problem, right? So was it too heavy, perfect, or too light?
In the middle, I didn't really notice it.
Okay, so it was probably too light then. There are going to be some heads in here that you'll feel the weight of it. Right now, I'll put that at number 1. Okay. You have the choice to change it or leave it, but I will also override you if I see something that works out. The next one is the Mizuno Pro. So just to give you an idea with this iron, right now your smash factor is at 1.41. You got definitely enough spin. But remember how I was trying to say to keep it within 10 yards? Look at that. So a little more weight to this head is giving you a better feel of where the head is throughout the golf swing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm starting to learn a little bit already after 2 heads that maybe something with a little more weight versus what you have now in that Sim Max, which is a little bit lighter. We're going to give you something that's going to have a little bit of weight to it, especially with that swing speed.
This one looked the best so far. I like looking at this one compared to what I currently have.
Okay, what about the feel off the face? Very soft or firm?
It felt normal.
And what about the overall weight?
It's heavier, right?
Yep.
I like that.
So we're on to something already. So
yeah.
Now I'm starting to learn a little bit about what you like to feel. Maybe it's too heavy? So too much weight or too less weight can change and alter how you perform in your shot. Now, granted, it's not the shaft that you're going to be going into, but it gives you an idea of the true identity of the head weight, right? So the look of this one?
Looks cool.
Okay. Did you have any feel off this one, whether it was firm or soft?
No, but it didn't feel great.
Okay. And then the overall weight?
I could tell it's heavy.
Okay. All right. Does it beat the Mizuno that you had just before?
So far, I like the Mizuno the best.
Perfect.
That's probably I like second best though.
Numbers wise, I would agree with you right now. The Mizuno is the top spot. The next one I'm going to give you is the TaylorMade P770. Well, the funny thing is I have a feeling that you prefer a softer face than a firmer face.
Why do you say that, Mike?
Just because when the ones that were firmer, you kind of said that you didn't really feel it, but the Mizuno, you said you felt it a little bit.
This one feels pretty good too.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay. The feel off the face?
Good.
Good. Okay. And the overall weight?
Was it lighter than the other two, or?
Yep. It is a little bit lighter. Is it beat your Mizuno though right now?
No, I like that Mizuno, but that's in second place. I like that one more than the Callaway.
Okay. Perfect. All right, Titleist T150. So the look of this one?
Great.
Okay. What about the feel off the face?
Good.
Good. And then the overall weight?
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Was it better than the Mizuno?
I'd say a tie. I don't know what the stats say.
Titleist is obviously going to have a little more spin to it, which is going to give you obviously that little more control, whereas the Mizuno was about 700 off, but more distance, so it's streamlined through the air better. You can either go either way. So I can take the TaylorMade out and put the Titleist in as your 2 to take outside for turf interaction. You want to do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I would agree with you on that. So the next one I gave you is the Ping Blueprint S. Wasn't very solid, to be honest with you, but again, your feels are so important to this. So how did it look to you?
Good. It kind of brought back some memories from my Ping I2s a little bit.
It still has that distinct shape, right?
Yeah.
And then the feel off the face?
Decent.
Okay, what about the weight of it?
Is it a little bit on the lighter side?
It is a little bit lighter, that is correct. Does it feel better than the 2 that you have at 1 and 2?
No, I like the Mizuno and then the Titleist, I'm thinking.
All right, the last but not least is the Ping i530. This is the one that I thought that you might go with. It's what I think, not what I know, right? So we're gonna see what your numbers come out and what you actually think of it.
I like the way it looks.
What about the feel off the face?
Normal.
Okay, and the weight of it?
Touch heavy?
Yeah, just a touch. Distance-wise, if we're talking distance, your average smash factor of 1.36 is good. The weight of it has helped you hit the ball 188 yards, carry distance, with a total distance of 200 yards. So you're right within that parameters that I'm looking for, anywhere between 9 and 12, right? Spin numbers, very good. And I'm not saying that this should be in the top 2 because your feel is different. I can only base this off the numbers. We can get better with shafts as we go outside, but if it felt good to you and looked good, you have to try and choose which one you want to take out of the top. I would probably take out Mizuno and keep the T150s.
I agree.
The funny thing is the 2 that you have chosen are actually the same weight.
Oh, okay.
All right, Paul, so we just finished off with the irons. Your thoughts?
But it was awesome.
Okay.
I found two that I really liked.
Going into the fairway woods, which is next, we have the new QI 35, Ping G430, Titleist GT2, Elite, and we have Cobra's new 33 hosel change settings.
Didn't feel that great, but I might have been just I hit bad shots.
So we'll put it at number 1. You get one choice to take out with you.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I really like that.
No? Okay. So we'll leave TaylorMade at the top right now. The look of this one.
I liked it.
What about the feel?
It felt normal.
Okay. And weight?
Felt normal.
If you're asking me, I would probably put this ahead of the TaylorMade.
I agree then.
I think you found your new 3-wood.
Is this one a little more heavier?
Yep, it's a little.
Okay. It looked cool and it felt a little heavier. But
Okay.
I don't know what the stats shared, but it felt like I was hitting it a little.
A little more, again, your face is shut, right? So it's a little more to the left side of the fairway. So again, we're gonna fix that up a little bit, but distance-wise, you were getting more out of it.
So that's number 1 then?
Yeah, after the second one, you can tell you started to like it a little bit better.
I like that one the best by far.
All right, Paul, we're gonna go into hybrids first and then 2-iron. I'm not sure if you use your hybrid very often. It would almost seem to me that you would probably use your 2-iron more often than your hybrid. Most people that get a 2-iron are looking to hit a straight line shot into oncoming wind or a fairway that is very, very tight. So if you're looking for that 2-iron that's a fairway finder off the tee, that's great. It's hard to hit off the grass when you're trying to get in on a par 5 or whatnot, whereas a hybrid has a little bit more of that backing forgiveness and helps with the launch in the air. QI 35 hybrid head, how did it look?
It looked cool.
Okay, what about the weight of it?
Felt normal.
Normal? What about, did you get any feel off the face?
Felt decent.
Felt pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, so a little softer face then. It's fun. I'm starting to pick up on some words that you're saying. When you kind of say it felt pretty decent, it must have been a softer face.
Okay,
so
yeah.
remember, I'm also listening to what you're talking about and how you're trying to build your car, right?
Yeah.
It's not just, here, take it and run. I'm actually listening through the entire process and keeping notes. All right, so the look of this one.
I like the way it looks.
Okay, the feel.
Felt good.
Okay, so soft again. And then the overall weight.
Was it a little bit more heavy?
It is a little bit heavier than the Cal. I'm going to actually put that out ahead of TaylorMade just because of the distance that you were getting and the accuracy that you were getting off of it on center strikes. There is a lot of weight to this, but you should only feel it at the point of impact. Okay, so the analytics is showing that you're getting 22 yards further than the 2 clubs that you previously said no to, especially over the Titleist, but the Ping is a lot better so far. Even smash factor, spin numbers, everything so far is correct.
I like the way it looks. I felt lining up to it like I was going to hit it good.
Analytics show that the Ping was getting 5 to 6 yards further.
Yeah, I would roll with that one then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one in the Ping. Whatever the analytics are showing better.
I'm showing better with the Cobra for sure. Okay. So it's a little heavier than the Ping.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too heavy, correct?
Yeah.
All right, we're good with the hybrid. All right. All right, so as we're rolling along, I'm going to take that same shaft that was in the hybrid, put it into the 2-irons for you. So the feel and look off of this one.
Feels good, looks good. I felt like I was hitting it all over the place.
Yeah, you were doing that with your 2-iron before too.
Oh yeah. This one looks kind of intimidating because there's not that much loft on it.
Right.
But it feels good and I like the way
it reacts off the face?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That one felt good.
Uh-oh. Think you found your head and shaft combination.
Yeah, this one.
3 down the middle, 1 to the left. All the other ones were way to the right, so obviously you must love this one.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on to the last phase of the indoor of the fitting process. I'm going to stick with the same degree of loft that you have now because when I was looking at your TrackMan numbers, your driver was pretty consistent. So we're going to try with this one here and a little more shaft that is going to be geared towards your style of play. Your driver, with hitting 4 or 5 shots that you did at the beginning, was the process of only 239 yards total carry distance. We're at 255.
Wow.
20 yards almost further. On one drive, you hit an average distance, 264 yards, which is almost 30 yards further in carry.
It felt better than my Amazon find.
So he's hitting dead middle of this face compared to his driver where he was all over.
Yeah, that thing feels good.
Put it at number 1?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know why, I just don't like looking at it. I don't know. I don't like that one.
Nope. Okay. Talking like a golfer. Remember at the beginning, he wasn't talking like a golfer. Now he's talking like a golfer. So the funny thing is with some of these golf clubs, your swing speeds increase by a mile and a half to 2 miles an hour. But you don't feel it, and you don't even realize it.
I'm just doing the same swing. I always do. That one wasn't too hot.
No. So I'm going to pull this one out. The GT3 just really didn't get you anywhere. You actually lost 20 yards on this one. Ball flight's a little lower with this one. Distance is a lot shorter than this one, by about 15 yards.
Just didn't feel that good.
You're all over the place and on the map, some right, some left, some low.
First one was by far my favorite.
Now we're going to get to do the fun part, whereas I'm going to grab a whole bunch of shafts. We're going to be heading outdoors. And now you're actually going to see the flight of the golf ball and watch it where it goes, okay? We are now at the IMG Academy driving range. We're going to get started with irons. We'll go to wedges. Then we're going to go to the hybrid 2-iron, 3-wood, and then finally end with the driver.
And I have a question for you, Mike. So the divot, we're going to go in a straight line back. What's the right way when you're at driving range to make the divot, and why?
It's a lot easier for the grass to regrow itself when you have straight lines that go back. Right. So we're going to get started with the Ping I-530, which is one of the 2 that he's chosen to use outside. You can hit as many shots as you want. This is all your fitting. Once you're ready to switch, you just say switch, and we'll go to the T150. So your thoughts on this iron since you've come outside and hit it into the grass and turf interaction?
Absolutely love it.
If I look at his turf interaction, I can also see that he's been hitting everything in the dead middle of this circumference right here. He loves the feel of this. He hasn't hit anything out on the toe or in the heel yet. Most of his golf shots have been straight here in the center of the face. You still leave this at number 1 for now, right? Right. Okay, we're gonna go into the T150. A little more weight, which is what you said at the beginning of this. A little harder to control.
Yeah, I hooked the first one, and that one I think I hit thin.
Yes.
The Ping, I felt like I hit every single one of them. I mean, they all felt good.
If you're trying to compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges, you can't with golf equipment. You have to try everything in order to find the right one.
I liked the first one way better out here.
I would agree with you 100%. Now we're going to get into shafts. Some shafts are going to be heavy, some shafts are going to be very light, some shafts are going to be stiff, some shafts are going to be weak, but there's 2 in there that are going to be your performance shaft. And I want you to learn a little bit of the differences of shafts and how they can change the dynamic of the ball flight, where it goes, and how accurate it can be. We're going to get more distance, I can guarantee it.
Okay.
The first one is a Dynamic Gold 120 S300. If there's something you don't like, just say give it back.
I pulled it, but I felt like it went kind of far.
So maybe the shafts are heavy?
Well, the first 4 I hit with the other shaft went down the fairway.
Yep.
Both those went left. Am I talking like a redneck or a golfer?
You're talking like a golfer.
When I got here, it was making fun of me because I haven't really golfed in a couple decades.
Remember, I told you in the inside, I thought this was going to be the head you were going to go with. I kind of have an idea of what the shaft is going to be in regards to what you're looking for. Now there's a solid strike. Did you change anything to do that?
No.
No.
What are your thoughts? You're the
My
expert.
thoughts look like the first shaft was still getting you the distance.
Yeah.
So it gets to the top of the apex and is now falling out of the sky, see? It's not pushing forward, which is not, we don't want to see that.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is the Project X 5.5. This is a rifle shaft, and the difference between a rifle shaft and a standard shaft, if you're not familiar, is on a standard shaft, they have steps, all right? In a rifle shaft, there is none. It's just a straight in shaft that has no steps to help with the swing. And I can guarantee you're gonna feel some weight. It's not as stiff as the ones that you've had before.
I don't think they went that far.
Okay, exactly. So it's a very spinny shaft for you. We don't want to go that low because then you might as well just keep playing what you're playing with, and yeah. See how that still was going forward?
Yeah.
And good height on it as well. Do you not like this one? Do you still think the first one?
I hit so many bad shots with that one.
Okay.
Was it more stiff or more?
It is a little stiffer than normal. Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's what was throwing me off.
So did I fit you too good?
That one felt good.
Yeah, that's the original shaft.
Are you kidding me?
No.
How's come this one always just goes so good?
It's the shaft that I said to you that was going to be the closest, but I didn't tell you that was going to be the one. So believe it or not, in the S3 that we talked about at the beginning, this was one of the S3 shafts that were in your top 3. I just wasn't going to tell you.
And that was perfect.
You can't hit better shots than that. And I gave you 6 different shafts, and there's nothing that has come over that. We're going to get into wedges. All these shafts have the Dynamic Gold S400 in it. This is all about feel to me. I have nothing to say in regards to these. I do have a very special wedge here that is the one that I use. I want you to feel it in the end and tell me if that works for you or if it doesn't work for you. And just for those of you at home that don't know, I've already got his attack angle at anywhere between 4 and 6 downward into the ball. So we already know that he's a digger through the golf shot. It felt great. So obviously it felt soft to you off the face, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't as firm as the TaylorMade. What about the weight of it?
Felt pretty good.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm gonna give you this and see what you think. So this is my 54-degree wedge. It's a raw SM10 face. It's got 10 degrees of bounce. It's a 1/2 inch longer and the grip size is a little bigger.
It felt good.
Does that one feel better than the original SM10?
I think it's a tie between this and that one. Okay. I like them both.
Your call on where we go now. Do you want to do 2-iron, hybrid, 3-wood, or driver?
Hybrid.
You want to start off with hybrid? Here we go. So we put in a better shaft. This is also part of the S3 technology software that we use to help better fit our players. So one thing, you were inside, you were going left, outside, you're going right. What I want you to do is be able to go ahead and release it like you normally do to get your draw. Shouldn't feel like you have to hold on to it. I promise you it's not going to go left out of bounds. See?
I like that one.
You like the feel of that one?
Yeah.
Wow, he's starting to move a little quicker. He starts to know what he wants to feel.
That one felt great.
A little straighter, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
I do like this one. I'd have to get used to color looking down on it, but I like that one.
You're striking it well.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, so we'll put that one ahead of the other one. Not as good as the other one?
That one I don't like.
Was it lighter or heavier to you?
Lighter?
Yeah, okay, what about the stiffness of it?
I don't know.
It was definitely weaker.
Okay.
No?
No.
Feels like your hybrid?
Yeah, I don't know why I don't like that one, but
Probably real stiff or weak?
stiff.
Yeah, this is stiff. The ventus shafts can be very stiff in that aspect of it. All right, here we go. T200. This has got your Cleveland Brown colors written all over it right here. I'll just be honest with you. I don't know if a 2-iron is going to be your way to go.
I think I'm going to just omit that.
Stick with the hybrid, right? Yeah.
You talked me out of it. I watched too many Tiger Woods Stinger highlights, and I'm not Tiger Woods.
I wanted you to try it outside, but I think right now for me to tell you, in order for you to get a 2-iron, you got to be precise with that
I'm going to just omit that.
The heads that you have chosen, I would agree with 100%.
Okay.
I mean, you haven't said anything about the heads since you've been out here. And most people that, if they don't like the heads, they'll tell you right away that it doesn't.
I've been very happy with the heads. It's just this fluctuating shafts being so different have kind of got me
confused a little bit. So when we get into the 3-wood, it's going to be 3 shafts that I chose off the S3 that they're saying. But again, if you're not touching it in your hands, you just won't know.
I'll take that all day. And I like that one a lot.
Well, I picked the shaft first just because I knew what it was going to do.
Yeah.
So we are going with the Diamana BB Black 73S. Another one striped right down the middle. I mean, all right, so we are on to the driving fitting session. So currently right now I have them in a TaylorMade QI35 LS. He's got a BB63X, which is different than the 73X that he's got in his 3-wood with the Elite. There's a good possible chance that I may have put the best driver shaft and everything into your hands now, but according to what we saw on the inside, we're gonna test and see if it really does work for you.
Can you place the order today, Mike?
We can.
I like this thing.
So what I want to do with you, Paul, is I want to try something just a little different off of this. I'm just going to up the loft and see if it changes anything in regards to strike and everything. Normally I'd start off with a 10.5 degree. Seeing and seeing your YouTube videos and everything, you get the ball high enough with your driver now. I don't need to go higher, but we're going to just test to see if things here change a little bit. On that one.
Yeah, I felt like it went nice and a little bit higher, I think.
Yep. The one thing I do notice is that it's giving you a little wider of a dispersion, right?
Yeah.
When we went up a little higher. So even though there was 2 shots, nothing was as good as the ones that you hit at 9 degree. So what we'll do is we'll keep this as a #1 shaft. I'm gonna just pull shafts out and go down the line real quick.
Yeah, real quick, because I like that one.
You're getting distance, but you're getting everything way off to the right.
I feel like the first one was decently accurate. I like the first one and this one by far the best.
That is the same one.
Oh, are you kidding me? You tricked me.
At the beginning, we gave him that same shaft. We put it in there, and then I went to something else. And then I went back to something that was similar, but it was actually the same shaft that we put in at the beginning. And he said, well, this one's comparable to the other one, and it was the same shaft that went straight. So you kind of get the feel of what the difference is, right? I told you, you're gonna feel something that feels like Ernie Els' swing. And you said, right there, there's nothing that feels as good as this thing right here. So which means that you have the confidence, it's easy to swing, and you're getting the ball to go dead middle of the fairway with a slight draw. And depending on how high you tee or hit the ball, it's giving you that proper distance that you're looking for, right? We saw it inside, 268 yards was your max. Now on this swing, I want you to give me your best Bryson DeChambeau long drive champion.
I don't normally swing like that on the course.
No, but I want you to see that if you get that nervous coming down 18 and you're like, your buddy's up by 1 and you know you're gonna win it off of him and you gotta rip it, you go ahead and fire it. This thing ain't gonna go anywhere. It's gonna go straight down the middle for you. Man, I mean, that's hammered.
You changed my life, Mike.
I'm glad I've done something for someone today, an act of kindness.
Man.
That's unbelievable, right?
Mike, that's what I've always wanted to do, is hit a nice little draw down the middle. I'm starting to wonder if these balls are like fake balls just to go straight.
All right, do you have any questions about your equipment?
So I guess my only question, and then for those watching, you come to IMG Academy, you line all this up, you do your back end work, then you place the order to Arizona, and then they customize everything.
And they get actually drop shipped right to your front door.
Wow.
And they'll also send you a tracking number and everything. The best part about it is you're gonna get a tour spec sheet of your old equipment, which is what we did at the beginning of the process. And we're gonna put it in with a new one and have everything come through so you can see how everything is so different. The sheets are gonna look like you're a tour player. It's gonna have everything that you need on it. Even your lies and lofts to the lengths of the irons and to the weights of the irons are all on there. From start to finish, it's 2 weeks. The faster you get back your, yes, I want to order these.
Well, I already gave you my yes. I'll give you my card, whatever you got. If I can hit drives like that.
Not just the driver, the 3-wood, the irons, the hybrid, and even the wedge. We got you dialed.
And you'll give me the gap, because right now my wedge is,
oh yeah,
degrees and lofts make no sense. I need help getting them spaced.
So you will see all your lies and lofts, like I said, on that one sheet. It'll be a Specs 2 sheet.
Okay.
And on there we'll have everything from your 4-iron all the way down to your wedge, and it'll show you the gapping differences, because each club will go a little further than the other, but the gapping is all set properly. It should be 3, 4, and then 5.
If I can hit those shots on the golf course, Josiah, we're gonna We've been doing break 80, but we're gonna have to start doing like break 75.